Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Guest Live. Hey, Queenie.
Hey, Doc, I'm so impressed that you say guest live instead of Facebook Live, since that's what we're so used to. But today's another surprise guest live. I love this.
Yes, it is. Surprise. We have a fabulous friend with us. Sarah, welcome. Sarah is my insurance agent. She is the insurance gal. She is my go-to with all of my crazy questions and everything in between. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. It's so great to be here on Doc and Queenie. I know this is a legendary show, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
Yes, we are legends in our own mind, that's for sure. And I get to know the amazing Sarah Vigo because she is one of our incredible co-hosts for one of our newest groups on the Happy Neighborhood Project. It's called Pet Lovers, and she is definitely one of those. So it's so cool to have you on here. I was so stoked when Doc said, guess who's going to be our guest live? And I was like,
thank you.
Surprise. Yes. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, for people that don't know you, what you do, where you're from, whatever you would like to share with us.
Well, there are so many things. So I'd say there are two parts to this, for the fact that with you, Doc, it's my insurance background, and with Kathy, Queenie, it is my pet loving, pet obsessed self. So let me just start there. I work for a company called the Aegis Group. We are an insurance brokerage firm, and within that, I love to specialize on helping small businesses, and especially women-run businesses, with getting off the ground. And I also love to help animal businesses and anyone related to the pet space.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, and I know you've helped me with my business, and it's been great. Sarah is that kind of person, how many times have I called you, when we were working on things?
Well, I just appreciate that, you're willing to answer for me and not shut the phone and walk away. So
something tells me, Doc, that you're very lucky that Sarah doesn't charge by the phone call.
I'm very, very lucky. Yes.
Uh-huh.
We always talk for a long time. Yes, I'm always happy to talk because we can talk about anything, and I always have a great day after talking to Laura.
Well, that's what I love about, yes, you're helping me with insurance, but you're building a relationship. And you and I have talked about the customer service piece, because we all have had that wonderful, sometimes it's lacking in others or whatever. And you've got that part handled, building the relationship. Customer service has been fantastic. So I'm happy.
I think that is the biggest part, though, of any relationship oriented sales position, or I don't mean to say sales position, but just any type of business where you have clients. It's important to actually give them what they want and spend time understanding them so you can help them and continue to provide benefit. And, if I originally said, oh, what's the top of the line general liability policy, which is what you have with me, you didn't need that, and that's not helping your business. So, it's just all about providing the best at the lowest cost, but the best quality, and exactly what we can do. So
can you imagine in sales and networking, and we've all experienced this since everyone here on this incredible screen has been networking a lot. It's incredible to me that there are still people who feel, we call them swoopers in my network, and it's called swoop in, tell people about your business and pop back out, and you never hear from them again. And there are still people out there who think that's going to work. And I'm blown away by that, because Sarah, you are the opposite of that. And it is so relational with you. I've watched you in action on Pet Lovers, and the people are magneted to you. And it's so cool to see that, because it's your personality, it's your on-screen dynamic. It's very cool to see you in action.
Well, thank you. We all have our I guess, our offerings and our skills and our traits and our products and our services. And deep down, we're just human beings. And so I like to connect with human beings. I don't want to connect with people just swooping in trying to sell something, and you can immediately tell when they are. So it's fun, and it's fun to see your passion, Kathy, for Kangen water, and also to see the number of products out there that are related to the longevity of pets, because that's what really gets me going and excited. Not that I don't love helping humans, Laura, but
fine. I know. Am I in the doghouse?
Yes, fortunately you have a dog, and I'm very pleased, to hear about any type of like, phew, she has pets, so I can help her. No,
I get it. No, I mean, our pets need, natural, healthy food and water also. They have this, they're coming up with the same problems that humans are,
yes.
And, we want our pets to be as healthy as long as possible.
Absolutely. And it's been wonderful because I actually have done a number of things in my career so far, but I came from an integrated risk management tech sales position, and that is a mouthful. But the point is, it's all about focusing on risk in its entirety and just understanding how to help companies with every level of risk. And so moving into a more relationship focused role with insurance sales, it's also allowed me to see risk holistically, and with that transferring into meeting people who work for various businesses, whether you are within the pet space or whether you are a pet product or a product for humans that also relates to animals like Kangen water, or you are a naturopath and a healer that is looking out for the best interest of people down to their pets. So I love it because it's kind of allowed me to create this network of people who are looking out for the best interests of both people and pets and their health and their lifestyles, and preventative risk management in a sense, if that makes any sense at all.
Have you had most of your success during the last 2 or 3 years because of virtual networking, or because of the partnerships you created before the pandemic?
Virtual networking.
Okay.
It's been incredible.
I love
And especially Happy Neighborhood Project has been a great one for me.
Yeah, well, my goodness, you are a celebrity. Every time you pop in a room, Sarah's here. And it's so cool to see that, because people just light up, and it's like, now that Sarah's here, we can start this party. So it's so cool to see how beautifully you're received in these groups.
Well, I appreciate that, Kathy. That's you saying that. So
yeah.
when I show up, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for always making me feel welcome.
Absolutely.
So what, tell us what makes you tick about pets? What is are you a cat person? Are you a dog person? Are you a snake and tarantula person? What do you like the best?
Thank you. And I appreciate this question because it makes me so happy. I am accepting of all living beings, all creatures, not as crazy about tarantulas. Yeah. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have one of those. I know a couple of people with pet spiders, and that's, great for them. Everyone finds companionship somewhere, right?
You really can't train them. That's yeah.
That's not really a good, I know. I would love to see someone train a spider. That is something I will never be or do have any part of, but I digress as I do
I'm
ramble.
sorry, I pushed you there.
But just to kind of go on with what makes me tick, or what I love, is I've always grown up I grew up with a lot of animals, and my mother loves animals, and she couldn't have pets herself. And so she kind of, once she allowed us to have a dog, then we had cats, then we had my rodents. Then we have my brother's snake. And my mom, this is how kind my mom is. She said, the one animal I cannot stand is a frog. She doesn't, there's something about them that grosses her out. She doesn't like them at all. What do we do? In the 4th grade, we're on a science trip during the summer to actually go to Oklahoma, where I live now. And we come back with a cooler full of frogs and we made them into pets. And they lived in my house. I think she helped us get food for them. They were upstairs in a bedroom. 4 some medium-sized frogs. Yes. And we would put them in the wading pool in the summer, like the dog's wading pool, and they would just swim around. Anyway, my mom let us have them in the house in our rooms. And she didn't like frogs at all. So
that says a lot about what a great mom you have. That is very cool. I love being able to hear the passion for pets, and it shines through. And so how did you incorporate your passion for pets into your insurance business? Like, because I know those are commingled for you. So how did that happen?
Well, first of all, it took a lot of going to Happy Neighborhood Project and talking to people like Alan Reisman and other hosts who I said, I'm Sarah, and I love to focus on businesses related to pets with my insurance. And a lot of people confused, blank stares. Is that pet insurance? What does that mean? And so just naturally letting my interests kind of dictate what I talked about, because it was my most authentic self. And then kind of from there, repeatedly working to find those relationships. And then of course to build pet lovers from talking about it so much that finally people said, you know what, you need a group for this.
That's awesome. It's on my list. I will show up one of these days.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
We would love to have you.
Yeah. Doc, I know a secret.
Uh-oh. I'm afraid, Queenie. Yes.
I know a secret. This fantastic lady also has a fantastic voice.
Really?
And so one day when we were in one of our networking events, gotta run, I'm doing a gig tonight. Can you tell me about your fantastic voice, Miss Sarah?
Thank you. That's very kind. And I'm a little, how do I do this without saying, I love to sing. I've always been a singer since I was very young. And so I continue kind of bringing it into everything I do. I was always a performer. And so I just, when I lived in China, I was singing in Chinese. And when I was living in Southwest Colorado, I sang at jazz nights at a bar. So
very cool.
I recently sang with a band that it was just 3 men and myself, and we sang Johnny Cash to some country numbers to some 50 songs I'd never heard of that had to do with cars. And it was amazing.
Awesome. That is awesome.
It's just one little piece of this dynamic Sarah Vigo that not everyone gets to know. And when you shared that, I was like heartfelt, overwhelmed. You have so many dynamic facets that make up who you are. And I just think you're spectacular.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sounds like you're living life to its fullest, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Trying to. If I could somehow sing songs about risk management to pet lovers.
There is TikTok.
Maybe in Mandarin.
Yeah, in Mandarin. Yeah, please do it in Mandarin. Yes. That would be a very big help, as a matter of fact.
Which I know Mandarin, we have a friend whose daughter studied Mandarin. Isn't that like one of the hardest languages to learn? It's supposed to be a hard language, that, and I'm trying to remember Portuguese. Wow. Portuguese and Mandarin are 2 of the hardest.
Funny you mentioned that, because Yes, learning Mandarin was really tough, and I spoke it pretty well, but it's easy to lose. And now when I try to talk to people, it can be a very humorous conversation, but they appreciate it. That it was a great way to understand more about people. And of course, when, you throw insurance into it, and hard to speak about that very much, but it's a great way to build relationships with other people and to learn about those cultures. But you mentioned Portuguese as the second hardest language, which really makes me a little nervous because my husband is from Brazil and they speak Portuguese.
There you
And
go.
my maiden name is Healy, not Vigo, but I'm trying to learn Portuguese right now. And yes, it is very difficult. Very difficult.
I've got a few friends that speak Portuguese and I just gave up. I'm like, this is just backwards.
I have enough trouble with English, and I slaughter Spanish enough without attempting another, but Japanese is actually on my list. And so,
oh, right.
Yeah, it needs to happen. And so hopefully it will happen. And like I say, I need to master English first, probably.
Kathy, you've mastered English of anyone I know. You always know what to say at every moment. I need to understand how to get on a call and just say what I'm thinking as opposed to, or not say exactly what I'm thinking. No,
yeah,
that's professional.
Sorry,
that's my cat.
No, that was perfect timing. Absolutely perfect timing.
So Sarah, what is a way people can reach you? What's the best way?
That is a great question. Well, they can definitely email me, and it's easy. It's Sarah with an H. I am Sarah with an H. Sarah protects pets at gmail.com.
Very cool.
Once again, that's Sarah with an H, protects pets at gmail.com.
Okay.
They can also visit my LinkedIn profile. And thankfully, I went to Kathy's training on LinkedIn, so I knew that I needed to change my URL. So it's linkedin.com/SVigo.
Okay.
Or is it SHVigo?
It's okay.
I might have no one contacting me because I'm mixing this all up. They can also, what can they do? I have an infone as well at infone.co/SVigo. And I can follow up with any information as it might be.
Just to let you know, in our Doc and Queenie community page where this will be, there's a section, and you can post all your info in there, because I know the people in our Doc and Queenie community are going to be so excited to connect with you if there is anybody left that hasn't met you yet.
Well, I would absolutely love to connect with them and carry on the conversation about whatever it will be.
Kitties and froggies.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Or insurance. I do.
Or insurance. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do that.
Let's not forget that part. Let's not forget that part.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, it always flies, but our time is basically up. But thank you, Sarah, for joining us. It's been an honor to have you on, and we were super excited to have you on today and learn more. And I'm totally pumped to hear that another singer in our midst.
Another singer. You're a singer?
Yes, Doc sings in the choir, and I was actually kicked out of choir. I know that's a shock to everyone. So two of you, opposites attract, but two of you are singers, and then there's moi. So Doc
organizes the singers. Yes. But anyways, so thank you again, and we will have to say goodbye to everybody here. But thank you, Sarah, for joining us. Thank you, Queenie, and thank you everyone on Facebook Live, or whether you catch this on a replay. If you would like to watch Doc and Queenie, we have a Facebook Live every Monday at did not hear you there, but it's at high noon. Maybe that's my internet.
Was I supposed to say that?
Yeah, please don't make me look bad.
But until then, have a fantastic and blessed weekend, and we will catch everyone on Monday at, there it is. I think my internet is off. I did not hear Queenie. Thanks, Sarah, and we will talk to everybody later. Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you, Doc. Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tolerating me on your show.
Take care.
It's a pleasure. Bye for now.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend.